The Coach Calhoun Show is brought to you by Little General and Valley Distributing. The Coach Calhoun Show will be on timeswv.com each Wednesday.
All right, so over your last two games, you guys have you've certainly been tested late, and winning at the end of the games and coming back. That's what great teams do. How can you comment on how your team has responded when adversity hits toward the end of the game?
You know what, Sean? It's great for the fans to watch those games, but as a coach, obviously very, very nerve-wracking. Very, very proud of the effort and the resiliency of this group. Both times we had leads, kind of gave them up at times in the game. In the Shepherd game, we were down as many as 18 points in that first half to battle back, get that thing to 8. And obviously in that game in particular, Jason Jolly made some unbelievable plays down the stretch. To be able to go on the line and make 2 free throws with under 2-3 seconds in the game for a freshman, that's when you kind of know these kids are really growing up and they're living in the moment. You know, as I've talked all year long, Sean, this is a special group. These are a good group of kids. They all like each other. They're very, very talented. They're great students. They're great community kids. It takes some time to build your culture and your program, but I think really the reason we won these last 2 games is our togetherness. You know, we have a saying 16 strong in our program, and these kids really take that to heart.
Building on Jason Jolly a little bit, those 2 free throws were big, but you know, almost equally as big was that offensive rebound that he pulled down right before those free throws, and then, you know, whereas you guys didn't end up converting off it, he still got another offensive rebound against Wesleyan right on that final possession once again. Can you speak a little bit about a little more about him, how he's stepping up right now?
That's a great point. He has a knack for the ball. You know, he's a young man that really does a great job communicating. When you watch film, other than X's and O's, probably the number one key on any great team is communication. He does a tremendous job of communicating on the basketball court. Has a great knack for finding the ball, obviously at key moments for us in both games. But he's well beyond his years. He was very, very well coached in high school. He had a coach by the name of Corey Stitzel, coached college basketball for a lot of years, and then obviously is doing a tremendous job with his high school program. So when you're recruiting, you're trying to find kids that have been coached, and Jason has just really done a tremendous job this year.
Okay, Jason played a very key role late in that game, but toward the end of the first half, when things were starting to balloon in Shepherd's favor, Matt Bengaya made plays every time he touched the ball and really seemed like he put the team on his back. Next game, Thomas Wimbush goes for out for 30. You have so many different guys that can take the team on their back and win games. How does that work? Is it plays called for one guy, or is it just a guy who steps up and makes things happen?
You know, Sean, we are at our best when we have 5 to 7 guys in double digits. Throughout the year, we've had games where we've had those numbers, but recently we've had 1 or 2 guys step up and really have great scoring nights. Thomas Wimbush could not be more proud of that young man because he's stayed the course. You know, he's asked every night to guard our opponent's best player. That's very, very difficult, chasing around the Seeger Bonifants, the Eric Seiferts, the Justin Fritz, the Rob Reeds. You know, he has a tremendous load on his shoulders every game, and he's also at the top of our press. So, you know, he's really giving us a lot of energy on the defensive end. But to see him be able to step up, slow down, his biggest thing is slow down, see the game, see the mismatches, see what he can do. He did a tremendous job of carrying us in that first half at Wesleyan because they're very well coached. One of the things about our league that I think is taken for granted is the coaching. There's tremendous coaches. Gary Nottingham has been at all levels, does a tremendous job on the defensive side of the basketball, and that's a very, very difficult team to play, let alone on the road. But moving forward with the next 10 games, we've got to be a little more well-balanced. We've got to spread it out. I've got to do a better job at points in the games of getting guys shots. But obviously, Matt Bengaya, when a young man shoots 61% from the field, he's going to be the center of our offense based on his statistics in his numbers. So he did a tremendous job in the Shepherd game of making big plays. You know, when we needed a basket, the game was won, the game was 2-point game. We threw the ball in there, and he did a tremendous job.
Okay, now kind of looking forward. In the past, when you guys played Notre Dame, you held Tyree Gator well below his average. Last night, Tanner McGrew, or 2 nights ago, Tanner McGrew, same thing, well below his average. What do you got to do to limit Rob Reed's capabilities on the court?
Well, the exciting thing, Sean, is we're 17-1. We have 10 games left. We're in a great spot. The scary part is this is a crucial stretch for our basketball club. We're going on the road. We'll go, on the road for 3 days, 2 games. Concord has beat the number 1 team in the country. Concord is averaging 104 points in their last 5 wins. So they score in bunches. This is a game that we have to defend. We have to turn them over. We have to dictate tempo. And most importantly, we've got to score the ball ourselves. When you're going on the road, you've got to do a great job of those things. I like it as a coach. Now scouting reports, adjustments, game planning, attention to detail, focus. Those are all things that we talk on a daily basis are going to be the difference between number 2, number 3, in winning a league championship. This program has finished second. After 18 games at 17-1, you'd feel pretty comfortable about things, but not this year. This is a special year in the Mountain East Conference. You've got West Liberty, you've got Wheeling Jesuit, you've got Concord, you've got some real players, not only in the Mountain East, but the entire country. As we look at the NABC rankings this week, you see 3 teams in the top 8 of the country. That speaks volumes for these programs, but it also really keeps you focused and humbled and grounded to not look ahead. Let's not waste days. Let's get better. Let's continue to work on some areas that we need to improve on.
Okay, when you face Concord, they've seen you. They've already taken down the top team in the country. Now they're at home against the number 2. They're certainly going to be fired up. Your team certainly doesn't need any more motivation to go in there, right?
You wouldn't think. Kent McBride does a great job. This is a senior-laden team for Concord. They've got seniors in their program. They've been so close to making the NCAA tournament, whether it's a basket here, a basket there. They've got a great ball club. They can score the ball. They're fun to watch. They shoot a lot of threes. They're making 14 threes a game in those 5 wins. So that is a ton of threes. That is a ton of baskets. So we've got to be ready to go. We've got to be excited about an opportunity to get closer to a league championship, because that's what we're striving to do here.
What are going to be the keys to your team taking these 2 games on the road coming up?
I would say focus. I would say transition defense. I would say our pressing. We've got to get our second unit moving a little bit better, pressing, flying around. Certain guys got to step up, play a little bit better. But we got to be 16 strong. We got to be who we are.
Okay. Anything else?
The Coach Calhoun Show is brought to you by Little General and Valley Distributing. The Coach Calhoun Show will be on timeswv.com each Wednesday.